Like I'm not shocked, but it's so, I mean, you guys all look really dumb. There was one Twitter user that I saw that kind of used, it was talking about double standards for, there was the Danish tennis champion, Wozniacki, I believe.
Something like
Caroline
that.
Wozniacki, I think is her name. And there was a Twitter user that was basically like, I bet she's like, I know what she's ready for, something like that.
She's gonna release a sex tape.
Right. Something like that. Yeah. And then I went to one of these guys' Twitter pages because I just wanted to see like, who are these people that just tweet this, that just spew this shit out on Twitter? And he's a guy and he's a grandfather and he has his 2 granddaughters in his profile photo. I was like, oh my goodness, dude! Like, why? What you're sexualizing this Danish? It's James Pimenta. I wanted to call him out, James Pimenta. I think she's ready for a lot more than Wimbledon, dude. You have 2 granddaughters. This is
still
awful.
A sexual being.
No, it is awful.
He can still procreate at 72.
Can we pull up Dwight Howard's picture when he was on the cover?
Yeah, let's go through.
So let's look at this picture, you guys. Look, and I was talking to Soph off camera, but look at the juxtaposition between his embrace. Now, someone will look at this picture and think like, wow, that's kind of a feminine, I guess, if you will, embrace, right. But juxtaposed with his musculature and apparent masculinity. This is a great photo. So you have to stop and really think about the artistic value of this. And I wanna touch on the whole no homo, it's gay thing. Because by people tweeting that out, once again, we're saying that being gay or being part of the LGBTQ plus community is wrong. That's the message that you're saying by saying shit like no homo, oh, it's gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. And I'm sure you guys know that, but let me reiterate that for you in case you missed the boat on that. There's nothing wrong with being gay at all. So I think that Sports Illustrated was not fazed by this. They're like, no, we're gonna keep rolling out more and more and more pictures.
Yeah, we have some more pictures. We might as well go through the ones that from previous covers. Here's Jake Arrieta.
That's so cool.
That is, I mean, and a lot of them are like this. There's one with like well, let's go through more of them. That's Vince Wilfork, who plays, I don't know who he plays for now, but he was with the Patriots. I mean, and then Kevin Love.
I remember that issue.
And so, I mean, that guy is a dominant rebounder, but he looks a lot skinnier than Vince Wilfork, even though they play different sports. But it's just showing you the wide range of body types, and I find it fascinating. I mean, it gets people to buy magazines, which is a really difficult proposition these days.
That's so true. But if I was traveling, I would, if I was in an airport, I would buy that magazine.
But ESPN's doing it right though, because we talked about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue with Serena and Kate and Christy, and I feel like this is a great example of how to artistically display the human form and the human body, and really engage an audience with what you're looking at. Because we can always look at women in bikinis. That's the norm, and some of the tweets are like, we're so accustomed to seeing women in monokinis, bikinis, scantily clad, that this is a departure from that should be celebrated. I actually used to collect ESPN magazine. My dad still does, and he was all for. He thought the Z cover was phenomenal. And my dad's one of those like down south guys, and he was like, "This is great."
But yeah, it's crazy to see, because especially in football. In football, they're covered in pads, and they
spank each other.
And that's the other thing is like this nudity aspect, and it never really happened when I was in high school. But like you read books about like kids growing up and they're all skinny dipping, and everybody, all the guys seem to be naked all the time. That never really happened.
Me neither.
For me growing up, is that a generational change?
I think it is. It's a great question.
Like you go to a gym, and the only naked people are like
the older guys,
95 years old, and they stay that way and like prop a leg up as they're talking to you,
and just like hand their bush. It's crazy.
Their balls get huge and their penises get smaller.
It's like they retract.
It's weird.
I digress. But you're right. It is a generational thing, because there's been so many articles, Brett, where they've talked about why guys are now afraid to be nude in front of other men. Like, I didn't play high school sports, so I didn't have that experience of being in a locker room, and I didn't start.
We didn't shower. It felt like it was more of like guys, you could shower if you want, but like don't gotta get naked in front of anybody. It's like, so now I'm like, oh, should I be ashamed or weirded out by like taking a fucking shower? Like, what message does that send?
Right, because people were told to be ashamed of our bodies. We're told not to love our bodies. That's exactly the message. That's
weird.
And I feel like it's so different for guys, because for girls, when I was in high school, after sports games, we just have orgies. Just the whole team, just always orgies in the shower.
You explain that with pictures?
It was, it's very different what you guys are talking about, because everyone, as soon as you got into the locker room, just naked
I
orgies
knew it.
all the time. So
Yeah,
just
I
different.
knew
It's
it.
a double standard again.
Right. And if it was
it's
cold
important that we
though,
talk
Brett,
about
you
it.
know, shrinkage. It just.
I think it's all penis size. I think it's
Yeah,
everybody's like like don't look at JJ's penis.
But you always had the one guy who was like the elephant. No one across the campus says, "Oh yeah, dude, he's like packing."
Girls do that too with
We
clits.
have that.
Shut up!
They
Oh my
do.
god,
What?
Grace.
With clitoris?
They
With
do.
clits.
Who has the biggest?
Her clit is
And we
so
all know.
huge. It's
If you
like
want
a
to see
monster
a big
clit.
clitoris, Google female hyena clitoris. They look like penises.
No.
And with that, let's move on to a break. And when we come back, we got a lot more for you. So don't go away. The Snap Map. It's getting people in trouble all over the world. While some people might not know about it, Snapchat has a new feature called the Snap Map, which in the new update allows you to see the location, Bitmoji, of people that you are friends with or who you're not friends with, people who just let you see it, where they are at all times. Some people have described this as this new Snapchat map update is like Pokemon Go for serial killers.
Oh
which
man.
is amazing, but like to show you